What would you do if your best friend was killed and you knew the killer and you knew where he was and you had a gun? So what would you do? What would you do if your best friend was killed and you knew the killer and you knew where he was and you had a gun? So what would you do? What would you? This is how I plan my murder out. Always have a murder route. Had them shits ready to blast. I got a black jogging suit inside my gem sport bag. I gotta hit his block. Where his building at? Where he be chillin' at? Chippin' at? Kicking back? How I know that? Cause I know a bitch from his block I went to school with. I bumped into shorty on the bus 6 months back. I used to pump crack and use the bus to make my runs fast. I said, what up, girl? She said, what up, Syse? I told her I've been uptight. I haven't slept, that I've been up nice. Besides that, you know a dude named Jay, a dude from your block? She said, yeah. Did you hear about the dude that he shot? I said, nah. So she told me the story. Of course, I already knew. She told me where, when, what, why, how we do, where I can find homie. Run up behind homie, murder his 5 homies. A mental design for me. If this many people know, the cops know. I gotta be slick, cool and calm when I puddle this shit. Cause yo. And so I left my house in my regular clothes. I'm trying to go and come back so that nobody knows. On my way out, I see my nigga JR on his day job looking for fiends, asking me if I know where they are. I said it beats me. He said, where you headed so fast? I responded that I got men to go blast. And don't be telling no mans, I don't need to sit in a cell for this plan. As far as today goes, you never saw me. I'm already dead inside. I'm a living zombie. This the pain he brought me. I ain't been the same since sun died. But yo, one love, I'll see you in a minute. Made my way to his building where he parlayed. But from the source, been there all day, involved in the drug tape. The session that thugs make, get you killed or duct tape. Still in the same clothes, I made my way to the front of the spot. 357 in my pocket, I'm hot. Well, if I'm not, then I will be soon. My friend's dead and he just came out the pen. I got 6 shots to spare that can wake up the dead. So I waited in the front for 5 minutes. A fiend came to the lobby. He said, who is that, Bobby? When fiends are hot, I guess we all look alike. I got some shit that I want you to try. I have you stuck in the sky, I have you wondering why. So we went upstairs to his apartment. He turned his back, I gun butt him to the carpet. He looked up, said, what the fuck? I told him if he wants to live, then listen up. I said, call Jay down. He said he doesn't know who that is. I said, sure you do. He's right here in your contact list. Make the call, say you want something for 300. If he's a real D-boy, he's coming. So I tied him up, taped his mouth up, told him hush up. Then I heard a knock at the door, 1, 2, 3. Then I walked over slowly, looked through the peephole, and it was him. I opened the door, I shot, and he fell to the floor, down from 1 in the chest. I walked over, put another 2 in his head. The end. What would you do if your best friend was killed and you knew the killer and you knew where he was and you had a gun? So what would you do? What would you do if your best friend was killed and you knew the killer and you knew where he was and you had a gun? So what would you do? What would you